Welcome to Costa Rica Jewel Properties. This will be the first in a series of what we identify as properties that are currently available on the market in Costa Rica that look to be a screaming deal. So let's get this started. This is a very interesting property. It's 19 acres with a hot springs. That's actually a view of Rincon de la Vieja, which is the last volcano to the north of Costa Rica before the Nicaraguan border. This is actually a picture of the water bubbling out of the ground and all the minerals, even though the water does not smell like rotten eggs. The location on this could not be better. As you can see, the property is not far from Liberia, not far from the Liberia airport. With current road conditions, you're looking about a 30 to 40-minute drive. It's about a 10-minute helicopter ride, but in the future, this road will be paved, and so that'll make things even quicker. Liberia is a full city with hospitals and shopping and everything like that. You can go to Playa Coco, Playa Tamarindo. There's also beaches from this property this is the Whale Bay, which is very beautiful and very undeveloped. It's only about a 20-minute drive from the property. So it has a lot of advantages: a clean mountain climate. It is a quiet rural area. It's safe and clean. This is like buying in La Fortuna 20 years ago. When in this area, there is literally only one resort. Right now in La Fortuna, for example, in terms of hot springs resorts, I think there's 18 at this point. It's close to undeveloped beaches. It's close to Liberia, and it's next to an existing profitable resort. Literally, this touches the fence of that, and they all feed off of the same aquifer. This property is very nice. It's on the Nicoya Peninsula. Just to give you a bearing, this is the Pacific. This is the Gulf of Nicoya. This would be where the ferry crosses at Punta Arenas. The property is approximately here. It's 15 minutes from Playa Naranjo. It's 25 minutes from Playa Jicaral. Beaches are literally look like this. This is actually the beach at Playa Jicaral. This is the actual waterfall that's on the property. Another view of the same waterfall on the property. This property, it's 70 acres. There are ocean views towards the top of the property, but what makes it really interesting is the fact that you already have an established teak plantation. Teak trees are usually cut at about 18 years is when they're deemed acceptable. Based on these returns, this property will pay for itself in 10 to 12 years when it's time to do the cut on the teak plantation. This is another property that's a very interesting opportunity and doesn't come up very often. The property is huge. It's 960 acres. It's close to San Ramon, so it actually has access to main highway, and it's close to major metropolitan areas. It is an established plant export business. It has a 7-acre quarry on the property, which means that you can take rock and material out that can be used in construction, and there is a permit to extract that. It has a fresh mountain climate. It's actually part of the same bird corridor that attracts tourists to Monteverde. More than 190 bird species call that area home. There is abundant water on the property, including springs and rivers. This is just one example of the rivers. These are several examples of the greenhouse, but there are many as well. And we note that it's 20 minutes to San Ramon, but the property is actually quite large. So there are parts that are 20 minutes to San Ramon. There's also parts that are maybe another 10 or 15 minutes away due to just the sheer size of the property. They're asking $6 million for this property. As you can see, it's here. So it is very accessible to La Fortuna. It is very accessible to San Jose. It's only about an hour from the airport. Here you can see some hillsides planted with different exportable varieties. This one I know in Spanish they call it cane of the Indians, but there's another word for it in English. But it has infrastructure. It has roads within the property. It's a fully functioning business that's been in operation for more than 20 years. This is another interesting property on the road between San Jose and Liberia from that area. It's 157 acres. There are 5 waterfalls, forest and pasture. This also has a permitted quarry where they actually sell material to the municipality for road construction. It has a cool climate. There's a very high likelihood of gold, partially because of the area, which is in Abangares, the site of the original largest mine in Costa Rica. But it also, within the quarry itself, lots of quartz comes out of that, which is usually a strong indication that there is gold there as well. And it has views of the Gulf of Nicoya, which we'll show you in a second. So this is the area. As you can see, you're not that far from the beach. You're also not that far from Liberia. It's from here to here is about an hour. From here to San Jose, about an hour and a half, but about an hour to the airport. These are the views of the Gulf of Nicoya. These are some examples of the roads. And this is, once again, 157 acres, 890,000, and it has pretty much anything you need to have a self-sufficient property. This is another property that would make an ideal self-sufficient property. It's close to La Fortuna, 30 minutes from Ciudad Quesada. It is 47 acres. There are multiple springs on this property. There's enough water on this property that if somebody wanted to export, they could do that. There are internal roads. Ciudad Quesada is also the same as San Carlos. It has theaters, it has hospitals, it has anything that one would need. This is a picture of an actual waterfall on the property. As you can see, it's here. It's about 30 minutes from La Fortuna as well. You can see across the valley there are breezes. Here's another part of the river that flows through the property. It's quite lovely, and it is 47 acres, but the owner has a property next door, so if somebody wanted something larger, it could be negotiated as well. This is a property in a very nice beach area. As you can see, it's a very high level of design with stone, very nice, modern, yet rustic look. It's a 5-bedroom house. It also has 4 bungalows. It sits on a half an acre, and this is literally less than 100 meters to the beach. They're asking $720,000. I'm going to show you some other pictures of the property. This is a picture of the beach. This is an actual picture of the beach. Sorry. Okay. So this is an actual picture of the beach. This is a resort. Basically, you're buying a resort, and this is rented as a resort with 5 bedrooms plus 4 bungalows. It's not much smaller than a small hotel. This is one of my favorite beach areas in the entire country. Montezuma is here, Malpais, Santa Elena. They have surfing competitions here. This is some of the best surfing in all of the world, actually, and it has a lot of nice breezes that come in from this particular area. All of this on a half an acre for only $720,000. This property is an absolute steal at $129,000 for 82 acres. It is a little bit north of La Fortuna. This is a view of Arenal volcano from the north, very similar to the view from the movie After Earth. 82 acres, it has a mountain climate, rolling hills, areas to keep animals, and a house, which I'll show you in the next one. It has a stream running through it. The soil in these areas is very fertile as well. So this is the view overlooking the city of Guatuso, actually. This is a picture of the house from above. This is the house, very simple, but concrete. All of this for $129,000. It's pretty hard to beat. This property is close to the Central Valley, close to Cartago in an area called Turrialba. There's a volcano actually in Turrialba as well. This has 2 houses that look like this, all newly constructed, made of wood, 8 acres. Let me go back there for 1 second. Okay. It also houses 2 houses for animals and it has a stream on it. It's a very nice property. As you can see from here, just in these pictures over here, there's also views that come off of this. So there's a lot of breezes. This is a nice, cool area and only about 45 minutes from Cartago, which is now you're in the Central Valley. Here's some pictures of the inside of the house. As you can see, it's very nicely done. Lots of nice details. It's 2 wooden houses, 8 acres for $235,000. It's a good deal. This property is in a gated community, 20 minutes from La Fortuna. The house is all concrete. The ceiling is all hardwoods, as you can see from here. This is all a hardwood called Nisbro, which typically is not even cut anymore. This is part of the kitchen. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1,500 square feet. There's been a number of recent updates. They're only asking $129,000 for the house. And these are some of the common areas on the house. This is the pool, which is huge. This is the tennis court. Oh, I missed that again. There's also a gym on the property. There's a soccer field. There's a volleyball court. There's a dance center. There's a business center. There's a restaurant. This is a steal for $129,000, and the monthly fee on it is only $100 a month, and for another $20 they can take care of your lot as well. This river is on the edge of the development, and you can actually hike down and walk along the river. This is the Rio Peñas Blancas right here. This property is on the road between San Ramon and La Fortuna, about halfway. It's 37 acres with woods, with river. You access it from an asphalt road, so it's complete, easy access. They will even finance half of it, only $75,000 for 37 acres. The property is a haven for wildlife, including, and this is in the same bird corridor that I mentioned previous that has over 190 types of birds that live in this forest area. This is all part of it. It borders the Children's Eternal Rainforest. This is a very special area because there's not a lot of development. It's very private. The waters are very clean. And I mean, look at the price, but I think enough is said. So that's the end of our presentation. Feel free to reach out to me if you see anything you like. Otherwise, within the next couple of weeks, I will be releasing another list. Sorry it took so long to get this list out, but a few properties that we had identified had already sold, so we ended up having to go and find some other properties that we thought were a good deal as well. Thank you very well. God bless. Be safe.